Challenges is part of life. Life is nothing without challenges. Everybody has challenges. Challenges can be of different types. Challenges is something very common, and there's nothing special about the challenges in Yemen. They're just different. You just have to have the tenacity to be able to face those challenges, find solutions, and that's it. We enjoy doing that. We enjoy challenges.
Yemen is one of the oldest coffee-producing countries in the world, and even today, most Yemeni coffee production is deeply rooted in tradition. For hundreds of years, the way that coffee has been traded there has been as dried cherry. Farmers would collect and dry on their rooftops or any available surface and store up over time to bring to the market whenever the family needed income. The very small size of the farms and the lack of consistency in picking and processing has meant that finding specialty quality coffees with any traceability was thought to be virtually impossible. In 2008, Jason Long from Cafe Imports met a man who was determined to change that. Shabbir A has started an exporting company in the Hiraz Mountains of Yemen, and he was working to convince farmers to grow coffee instead of the narcotic plant khat in order to earn higher and more reliable prices.
The way we operate in Hiraz is something which has proved to be successful, and it's gaining momentum now. Today, 12 years down the line, it's 80% free of khat, and it's the region where we are operating. There's a renewed vitality to grow more and more coffee, because what really worked is the farmers are getting an understanding that they're getting more value and more revenue from coffee farming.
Recognizing the connection that Shabbir had in the community of farmers there, as well as his drive to improve the conditions for the farmers, Jason and Shabbir began collaborating on an initiative to encourage the delivery of fresh cherry rather than dried, a radical idea that not only meant more money to the producers, but also exceptionally better cup quality.
Culturally, Yemen, the coffee in Yemen was used as a currency. So people would have coffee stored on the rooftop for like up to 7 years. And that was actually one of the reasons I wanted to do the fresh cherry collection. And by getting fresh cherries and drying them on raised beds, that was something that no one had done over there. And you know, he was completely you know, up for it from the very beginning, and was a great partner for that.
What we changed was we started buying fresh coffee cherries from the farmers directly after harvest, and we started doing quality analysis, scientific analysis of the quality, which helped us gain better control, a scientific control rather than an opinion-based control, and educate people in the supply chain right from the farmers till the processors and customers.
He was interested in the socially responsible part. I was interested in the cup part, and I was interested in the tradition of the coffee, yet he was someone that we could take the tradition and still respect the tradition of doing them in the natural style, but also improve it.
So we have some farmers which have been working with us for years. They're already those farmers who know the benefits of harvesting ripe red cherries, and it's become a way of life for them. So now they will harvest only as ripe red cherries. They will dry it the right way. It's a continuous development process. We have come a long way, but there's still a much longer way to go. We know we don't see this as the end, we see this as a beginning.
I think that there's, we're doing the Innovator series, so obviously we're interested in innovation, but it's innovation based on history and thought, not just randomness. I think this was a perfect marriage of Shabbir going back for social reasons and having the technical and business expertise to implement the desire that we had and our expertise of, oh, let's get ripe cherries so we aren't getting the traditional historic dried ones. And this is the eighth year, and I think this is pretty impressive with politically what's going on obviously in Yemen right now too.
It was never easy. The journey was always a challenge because old habits die hard. And before we came in, there was a completely different way of how coffee was traded from Yemen. The farmers wouldn't get enough revenue. There were too many people in between, which by itself is not a problem, but there was always exploitation. And the farmers really did not get any incentives to continue growing coffee.
In collaboration with Cafe Imports, Shabbir's company has developed a tiered buying structure. Every farmer who delivers to Al-Ezzi's collection points is given an ID card, and their deliveries are recorded with transparent payment information. Farmers earn more money per kilo of fresh cherry than dried that they delivered, and of fresh red cherry than unsorted, and they make more on all of it than they would on the local cat market.
I think there's a lot of work along the way done by us as a company importing coffee, done by him as an exporter and being flexible to what we're looking for. But I think the focus, through to the farmer is important. And I think, especially in this case, it is radically different what is being done by buying the fresh cherries. The social aspect of it was part of it. I mean, we've always been a cup-based firm, and we thought by having good cups, we can pay premiums that make it now socially sustainable also, versus it being just cause-based, where you're like, oh, well, let's care about this, because I think that comes in and out, but I think the cup-based is sustainable because people want it every year.
Today, we have a system which has proven to be successful. It's gathering momentum and growing, and it's something that is going to be sustainable in the long run. It's a win-win situation for farmers, for middle persons, and for the consumers of specialty coffee, high-end specialty coffee.